I think you are going to like this video. First of all, I want to say congratulations. You've decided to pursue a whole different avenue of advertising. That is freaking awesome, and it actually gets you results. And it's like doing an open house 24/7. I'm excited to have you on board, and thanks for joining up with me. I'm excited to see how we can work together. I'm happy to be your editor. I'm a real estate agent myself. I'm building my own brand and my own company. And in the meantime, I didn't want to work for Uber. I come from a background of acting. I went to college for acting at IUP and UPJ in Pennsylvania. So I have a background in that. That's how I got into film and editing. And I have a new series coming out later this year, which I'm super excited about. And as we get to know each other and we become friends, you're gonna hear about that too, I'm sure. So, but enough about me, let's get back to you. So this is how to work with me in the most efficient way possible. We're gonna start off with the gear first, then we're going to move into how your camera should be set as you are going to shoot your B-roll and your A-roll, which if you don't know what that is, you will. It's cool, don't freak out. I'll walk with you the whole way. So once we figure out how to shoot and put our camera settings to what I need, we're gonna go over what to shoot for B-roll and what I need you to do to make your video look the way you want it. Because I know what you're looking for with your video, and I want it to be as professional as humanly possible, just like you do. I want you to be happy with the product. So let's start with what kind of equipment you should be using. So right now, I am shooting this on 3 different cameras. One is a professional Sony a6100. That'll be in the description. Okay, so back to the gear. So I'm shooting this on 3 different cameras. One is the professional a6100. The reason I chose this is because it has an external mic jack, which the other one, the A6000, does not have, and it also has a flip-up screen. Like I can literally look at myself, like it's like right there. It's kind of nice. It's kind of groovy, but all of these you can actually see yourself on it, and all of them have screens. So the next one is going to be the Osmo Pocket 2. This is the camera that I recommend that you use, and we'll get to that in just one second. Now this camera over here, and I'm not gonna color correct any of these. That basically means show you what it would look like on a professional camera, like this one. So this is uncolor corrected in a mode called portrait, which blurs the face, makes you look much younger, but also beware of the angle. Look at this angle compared to this angle. Which one looks more YouTubey? Which one looks more professional to you? This one, or this one, or this one. Now, back to why I recommend this as your camera. First of all, you can see the colors between the nice camera, the a6100, and the Osmo Pocket 2, which is in the description below. This camera actually tracks you, where none of these other ones do. So I'm gonna double tap my screen. Now watch what happens when I walk away. This camera and this one won't do anything. I just leave the screen. But the Osmo Pocket 2 actually follows you around. Not only does it follow you around, it does it nice and smoothly on top of everything else. And you have this wireless microphone, which is a lapel mic that's sitting on top of me right here. Whoop. This guy produces some of the best audio I've ever heard from any microphone ever. Now, what you want to get is the Pocket 2 Osmo Creator Kit. Okay, the Creator Kit combo comes with some really cool stuff. So I'm actually gonna pick this up right now. I'm gonna demonstrate some really cool things that this bad boy can do. So this is happening in live time. It's tracking my face, so no matter where I turn around, and I can show you my whole studio. Okay, it just follows me. It just stays there. I can go up high. It'll come back and find me. It'll go nice and smooth. The weird thing is, and the difficult part is, you're still gonna wanna look down here at the screen, but can you tell I'm looking at the screen, guys? So can your audience. If you pull it out here and talk in the screen, nobody's gonna be able to tell. But if you're all the way up here and you're looking at the screen, people can tell. Okay, so now, this is the camera that I recommend for you guys. So a lot of this advice is going to be based on this camera right here because it's what I personally use. I'm a real estate agent. I don't have time for all the fancy gadgets. People will call you on your cell phone while you're recording, and I'm looking at the cell phone recording right now. So having one of these guys that its own separate dedicated camera, by the way, you can literally see yourself. Oh, wait, here we go. I'll show you on my phone. There we go, my phone doesn't care. And that's another thing. These fancy cameras, like they're difficult to use. You kind of need to know what you're doing with one of these. This thing you don't. So let me show you on my phone camera. This guy has and watch this, I press this button 3 times. Whoop. Now it's facing me. So you can literally look at yourself as you're doing these videos. So this little guy is awesome. So let me teach you a couple things about this little guy that you're gonna wanna know. 1, you turn the video on this little switch right back here. So once you press it on, it fires up. This is a magnetic wide angle lens that literally just goes boop, and it's wide angle. Now what wide angle means, watch the sides of the door. Watch the blue right here. I'm gonna remove the wide angle lens. Boom, same shot, but you can't see the blue. Wide angle lens, the blue's there. It gives you a little bit wider view, and while you're blogging and stuff and holding this camera, it actually has a bunch of different mics all over it. So the mics are these little tiny dots. There's one here, there's a mic up here, there's a mic back here. There's 4 mics, and if I'm not mistaken, whenever you get the do-it-all handle, again, you want to get the creator kit. If you don't get the creator kit, you're making a mistake. You're gonna hate this thing. This thing only works really well with a creator kit. Get the creator kit. It's like 600 bucks total, but totally worth it. So you're gonna have all these little mics all over here. I think there's 5 total once you have the do-it-all handle, and then I put it on the little tripod that comes with it. Now, a lot of people don't know where to put this tripod, okay? I'm gonna show you guys all this magic with this thing. And I know I'm gonna jump all around just because there's a lot to show you with this camera in particular. And by the way, I forgot to mention, if you wanna skip to any point in this video, they're all labeled in the description below. And also check like the timeline bar. I'll space it all out to make sure that you can go to whatever section you want to. So you don't have to watch this whole video every single time. Sometimes you can just skip different sections. If you know how to do all this shooting stuff, you don't have to watch it. Although I'm really good with tips and tricks, you're gonna wanna watch this stuff because I will make your life so easy. Just watch everything. I take it back, watch everything. Okay, so this little guy can pop right off. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down. So now I got this basic camera. Okay, now watch. Whenever you get the Creator Combo and the Do-It-All handle, it comes with this case, okay? Now this case is awesome. Inside of it, right here, they have a small attachment that your little guy right here, the wide angle lens, grab it. This thing is kind of a pain. Make sure you grab it on the short sides. If you grab it on the short side, it's easy to just put it right in there. And it literally magnetizes. There it is. That's the wide angle lens. Okay, so now this thing, it has been tracking me the whole time. Like boom, this thing is incredible. So now I'm gonna stop the recording to put it away. So I'm gonna hit my record button one more time. Boop. Now it's not recording. Now I'm gonna power it down by pressing and holding this button on the side. Now the camera goes like this. There. All right, so this thing just wants to constantly focus on my face. It drives me crazy. Again, this little thing, this guy, The guy that doesn't cost, oh man, this thing's terrible. This guy right here, this guy's gonna save your life. This thing's amazing. Okay, I forgot that I'm not recording the good audio anymore, so right now it would have cut out. So now I'm looking over at this one and this one. You're hearing audio straight out of both different sides, but you're not, you stopped hearing it from this guy. So if the audio sounds like crap, remember how important audio is. So back to this. So now what we want to do is you take the two sides, right like this, you just weasel it in there. This little cutout slides right in with this guy, slides right in with this guy, boop, and there you have it. The whole thing just stays just like that. Okay, so this just happened too, and this happens all the time. Whenever you go to push this in here, whoever designed this thing decided to put the power button right here. Well, that's great and everything, but when you go to push this in, you need to have some sort of force. Make sure you don't press this button down at the same time as you push it in, or this will turn on, and you know how when it fires up, it like the head comes to life? Well, that'll try to happen in here and it can damage your gimbal. So be super protective of this right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna set up my camera again, my DJI, okay? I have my mic, I turned it on, all right? This is how easy this mic is to use. This is called a dead cat. It literally has two separate hooks at the bottom. You match them with the ones up here, you push it in, that's it. It has a clip on the back. It charges on this side, underneath here. Yeah, it charges right there. The green light means that it is ready to go. And then you have the pairing over here, which you just click that to pair. It's that easy. This is the button that turns it on and off on one of the bottoms of the side. You can literally turn it off and on easily. I turn it on and leave it on for the entire shoot. Use a mirror or flip your camera around and just take a look at yourself like this. Like this is my phone camera. So you can be out, pull your phone camera out, or even pull this out and take a look. We clean the lens. The wide angle had to touch the lens. And if you get your oily fingerprints on these lenses, it will show up in the video and look like crap. All right, now, you've probably seen this camera go in and out of focus a million times because it just does. That's the autofocus on these things. They're not great. The autofocus on this is ridiculously good. The autofocus on this is ridiculously good. So this is simpler. It's a dedicated device. It's what's called a gimbal, which means this thing will self-stabilize. Like watch what happens when I turn this thing on. Boom. Now, handle connected. Mic windscreen installed. Mic power 100%. So we're good to go. This is. Now I'm recording on this, and we're good to. Like I just said, we're good to go. And now I'm actually recording. Here's behind the scenes. There's the expensive camera. There's my little phone. And now let's talk about how to actually record on one of these devices. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this guy on, okay? Because that's our widescreen. Now we're gonna pretend my studio is like the sun, okay? So whenever you're shooting, if you shoot with the sun behind you, you get darker shadows and it's not as harsh, okay? And your eyes will open. The sun is behind me. Behind me, it looks good. Now the other thing is angles. You don't want to shoot all the way down here. Hey guys, I'm on a mission. I'm doing stuff. I'm doing real estate all the way down there. How you doing? This looks terrible. This looks terrible, everybody. So we want to not necessarily be like, Yeah, and like I was at, you don't need to be on a crane either. So if you're seeing how lovely this is, this thing just follows you and just, hello, hello. So, and I'm in a really echoey room too. I have no carpet throughout this entire thing. This is enclosed with no furniture in here except for blackout curtains. It's my studio, so what are you gonna do? The audio might be a little echoey, and I apologize for that, but for this subject, it will help quite a bit. So, sun behind you, because your eyes will actually be able to open up and you can actually see. That's a super important point. And as you get better with video, you'll see that your outline gets much better as opposed to this is what you would look like in front of the sun. Yeah, guys, and I'm over here trying to show properties, but I'm squinting so badly that it's hard to see. What? Like, do you see? This is crazy bright. But over here, it shows some character. It shows some style. This is the way that you guys want to shoot. Now, anything below eyeline, and this is my eyeline right here, is bad. So you want to, up here, take your time to walk around, and the proximity effect, which is what I told you before, is this. This is what happens with the proximity effect. So whenever you guys get closer, the background starts to get a little bit blurred out. But you also notice because of the wide angle lens, my face will go wider. It looks a little bit unnatural. So take this guy off and it shouldn't be so bad. With the wide angle, without. So that's how you shoot. Now, as far as the settings go inside of this thing, I want you to shoot at 2K, okay? So we're gonna stop our recording right now and we're gonna change our settings.
Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit not super technical, but I'm gonna give you guys a walkthrough about what you need to do. Ooh, that's weird, just seeing me on top of that. For your settings whenever you get into this screen right here. So you will see at the very bottom I have 2.7K at 60 frames per second. To my right I have my SD card. It has 34 minutes and 21 seconds left to record. You can see my battery in the upper right hand side. I have a full battery. So this is a touch screen, so I'm going to swipe to the right. So I have a bunch of different options here, but I want you to focus on video because we're just going to focus on recording videos. Now it has the 3 dots beside it, which means that there's an additional menu. So I swipe twice. Now this easily gets you into your resolutions. Now, as I was talking before about resolutions, we want to keep ours in 2.7 by 16 by 9. You can't even shoot in 120 frames per second. I thought you might be able to on this, but you can't. So 2.7K by 16 by 9. So we just press it and then you verify it by the lower left hand side. So the menu system is pretty straightforward. You can swipe down. Oh, that's over. So you can swipe down and this gets you to your settings section. And you can swipe all the way to the right. Stay away from pro mode unless you know what you're doing or your footage can turn out like crap. This is the microphone menu. Once you attach the do it all handle, all you do is click that and that little symbol right there is on the side of the little tiny microphone too, just so you know. That's the button you press to pair your microphone. And that'll be the last setting. Okay. So what I had on earlier, which was a troubleshooting thing, was this. I had accidentally pressed this. This is the symbol for a waterproof case, which I did not know. And this is what controls this thumbstick right here. So you can click this and you can change it to either plus or minus or be an up and down, which you want it to. You don't want it to be the plus sign. You don't want to be digitally zooming in or out. That makes my editing extremely difficult. Please don't do that. But this right here, you want it to be on that symbol, which what that does with the camera now is whenever I push this up, it doesn't zoom in or out. it goes up and down really smoothly. Here we go. So I push it up and I push it down. Just follows me. All right, so now when I swipe up, it'll give me a couple other controls, and you don't really need to concern yourself too much with any of that. And then when you swipe to your right, you can see what your last recordings were. So you can go through your recordings. Now you have your headphone jack here on the do-it-all handle. So throw your headphones in to go take a look at your footage. If you don't have headphones, you can still hit play, and you may or may not be able to hear that. It's super, super low. Oh, nobody was talking during this footage anyways. But I just shot this at the beach the other day. I mean, super cinematic, guys. This footage is just bonkers good. So, we're gonna go back. Sorry, I can't see. You'll be able to hear it, but really low. It's really, really low. So get your headphones, throw your headphones in, check your footage before you go home after your shoot. Just make sure, you just gotta check a couple seconds of it, make sure it sounds good. All right, so we're gonna go back. Now I wanna teach you guys the real quick tips and tricks here. So this little black button is your best friend. 2 taps and it comes back to center. 1, 2, whoop, amazing, okay? 3 taps, it turns the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Now, I want you to watch the bottom left-hand side of the screen. This is what happens when you do 1 tap. So you have to make sure you're on video. If I 1 tap it, what happened to the bottom left-hand side of the screen? Now it's a camera, it says 4.3, right? So if I hit the record button, what do you think is gonna happen? You think it's gonna record a video or snap a photo? Looks like a photo. Let's try that again. I hit the record button, it's in photo mode. I can tell by the bottom left-hand side. Click it, snaps a photo. That's not what we want, right? So how do you get out of there? This black button, 1 time. Boom, 2.7, it's back on 60, okay? Now the other thing I want to show you guys, this is an advanced user B-roll move, okay? Because you're not gonna be behind the camera or in front of the camera normally when this happens, but this is how you lock your gimbal. Now, why you'd want to lock your gimbal is to make sure that it has the most cinematic, smooth footage humanly possible. It will look ridiculously good. So, watch what happens whenever I press and hold this black button. Did you guys see the upper right-hand side of the screen? Now let me show you again. I just press it once to cancel it. So I'm going to long press this black button and it pops up on the lock mode. Now what the lock mode does is, let's see if it can. Now what the lock mode does, see I'm moving this, but look, what's happening to the gimbal? That gimbal is saying, nope, I'm going to stay exactly where I want to be. So then you take your camera and you do a nice smooth camera move forward and your gimbal will stay completely locked. Like, this is one of those where no matter where you turn it, this is the cool part of this camera. This is one of the most underutilized, little known features whenever you shoot B-roll. If you shoot it like this, it will turn epic. Again, you just hit that button to get out of that mode, and now watch. Now it's back into follow mode. So it'll just follow me. But I know I'm demonstrating a lot, but let's put it back into that mode again. So I'm gonna press and hold. Now watch what happens. You see how it's turning, following me? Press and hold, lock mode. No more following my hands. Just smooth, buttery footage. Now another quick tip for you guys out of this camera is to long press whenever you're recording. So watch this. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's flip view. So I'm gonna start recording. Hey, what's up guys? This is me recording a demo live to show you on screen that you don't have to stop recording to stop recording. Now, instead of just pressing record once, watch the record on the bottom left-hand side. I'm gonna press and hold record and watch what happens. Boom! Now, you get the option of either completely stopping it or to continue playing it. So, I can then come over here to a different side and continue, hit play, and look at the recording. Is it still recording? Sure is. That's how you get one of these done super easy. Let me see where this is at. There we go. That's like a little, a super neat little trick that not a lot of people know how to do. So which one should I be looking at here? So there you have it. There's the tips and tricks button. The record button, what it does, this button should control, whenever you push it up or down, should control the tilt of the head. Look at the top of the head. Okay, now we got these buttons. We know what that does, and we know all the shortcuts over here. Now, that's the power button, which you can actually turn this camera on 2 different ways. So I'm gonna stop this now. So I'm gonna turn it off the normal way, right, on the side. But watch what happens whenever I turn it on with, which button is it? There we go. It's this one. So whenever you turn it on with this button, the bottom right one, the one that turns your camera forward and backward, whenever you turn it on with this, the camera will be facing forward. Whenever you turn it on with this, it'll be facing you selfie style. So watch, let's turn it off again. Let's turn it on with the selfie one, right? The side. Side is selfie. Straight up in my face. Okay, now let's turn it back off. Now we're gonna turn it on with this one. Wish these things would just focus on this. And front facing. All right, guys, that is it for the tips and tricks of this video. It's pretty straightforward. Try this a bunch because it's going to be super uncomfortable at first. And yeah, I'm talking to you through this screen. But pay attention to where you're at. And remember, this down here is for your tripod, okay? I forgot about that. You can put your tripod right there. This is a little tiny speaker in the very front of this thing. This is the pull off. So you will actually pull this down and pull it off to get in there. And then this back is the charger. But remember, these are 3/4, so you can put these on tripods, you can put them on all sorts of stuff. One more thing I want to show you guys. Let me turn this off. On your case, this is your case. Remember yesterday how I showed you where the wide angle lens goes right here? And then on top of that, there is this tripod right here. There's this area where you can screw it in and screw it off, okay? So a lot of videos got this way wrong on YouTube when they showed you how to use them. So it comes out of this side right here, and it goes right in there, and then you screw it back in right there.
Now, you want to record in that 60 frames per second because you're gonna wanna use slow motion sometimes. We want your videos to look smooth and consistent, and I can slow down 60 frames per second, whereas 4K on this Pocket 2 only records at 30 frames per second. So don't use 4K, use 2K, 16:9, in the options under video, and use 2K at 60 frames per second. Make sure it's always set to that before you record. Now, I'll show you an up close, a lot more up close stuff with this camera as we go on, because this camera right here, I'll show you how to use all the options and what everything goes. I know I'm being a little bit crazy jumping all around because there's a lot today and I didn't write anything down that I was supposed to talk about. So here we go. Next, with your creator combo, you got this little guy right here. This guy is fantastic. This just screws into the bottom right here. Once you have it screwed into the bottom, you open up and you have a tripod, like an anywhere you go tripod. Like, watch this here. So I'm gonna set this down. I'm gonna double tap my face. I'm gonna put my face in the screen. Like, you can't have somebody track your face if your face isn't in the screen. So you gotta get your face in the screen, double tap it while it's recording, or even before, and you see face track is on. And now, whenever I walk around, okay, I'm literally calibrating this thing as we speak. Did you guys probably watched the video where it like jerked sideways like that? So I'm recalibrating this thing right now to make sure that it's gonna go smooth as it pans across. But this thing is so easy. I troubleshooted this thing in 2 seconds because it was jerking. All I just wanted to do was recalibrate it. So I'm done recalibrating. That was it. Okay, so I accidentally turned on waterproof case mode. Don't do that unless, apparently this has a waterproof case, which I didn't know about. So a really cool, my favorite feature, well, not my favorite, there's so many cool features about this phone, is that I can go straight from talking to you right here, and I click this little black button. Let me show you guys right here. And you click that 3 times and you seamlessly go from me talking to the camera to, let me show you what I'm talking about. See right here in the camera, this was seamlessly done. Hello, hello. Now watch, I'll seamlessly come here while talking with the audio and it comes back right to me. And it's a lovely thing. And then you double tap your face, it'll turn green. It doesn't work when it's yellow, just to give you a heads up. And as you can see, sometimes this goes crazy. You're gonna have problems with this camera. This camera is not, and no camera is 100% good. So if this thing starts going crazy with the little motor thing, trying to like, and you're doing one of your, yeah girl, I'm telling you. So if that happens and you're a head shaker, right? Because this thing will just be weird if you're shaking your head all the time. Double tap yourself and just hold it. It'll cancel, or excuse me, single tap. Whoop. I just recentered. So single tap, and it naturally follows you wherever you want to go, okay? So this is the way that I would prefer to do it. The camera will naturally, no matter what angle you put it, it'll face you. It's really awesome. This is where you get those really smooth, and like I'm walking right now. So I'm walking, I'm talking, you guys are hearing the audio. So this thing is an incredible piece of technology. So all you have to do is just pull this out of your pocket. That's why it's called the pocket too. Carry it on you. Anytime you're out and you see something cool, you just pull this guy out and bada bing, bada boom. All right? Now, you guys know the settings already. You guys should have the creator combo. You know how to use the mic. You literally turn this thing on and the mic, the first time, I think you have to set it up. Now, I haven't even gotten to what this thing does when you connect it to your phone, which you can do wirelessly, by the way. And I'm gonna show you guys that in the advanced tutorial on this. If you guys wanna learn how to really, really use your Pocket 2, that's the video for you. If you wanna up the way your videos look and the quality, because this thing can track you from far away, like 50 feet. So the way you do that, if you want it to track you, you need to put your face in it first, okay? Double tap your face so that face tracking is on. And then facing the camera, you need to back up to wherever you're going. And then you need to make sure you're facing the camera as you move sideways, because the camera is going to be looking for the original face, that square box. So now, as I walk away, now watch my face, as long as my face is facing this camera. Now all of a sudden I have a camera guy who's walking around, he's following me, and now you can do really cool intros as you walk in and say, let's get started. This thing is seriously awesome, guys. I hope that you're seeing the value of this camera as we talk and as you get to see it in live action. I'm not doing anything crazy here. This is the camera. This is literally what it does. It is awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn my face tracking off because this thing goes crazy sometimes. So just press it once off screen and then boom. It's completely off. Now, this thing will start to get warm at some points during your shoots. So don't concern yourself about it being too warm. That happens on longer shoots especially. It's normal. It's one of the things it's known for. It sucks. It's not great, but it is what it is. It doesn't burn your hand or anything. It's just something you should be aware of. So over here on the side, right here, you have the memory card, which you can literally just pop right out, and then there's a memory card. So if you also, one of the things that really is terrible, especially about cameras like this, is to monitor your audio is really, really difficult. Because if you go shooting all day and then you come back and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even realize that I was, my audio didn't even record, you're gonna be really upset. So this right here, and this comes with the do-it-all handle that came in your creator combo kit. This is a plug for a headset. So, or a lapel mic, if you want to put a lapel mic in there, but I warn you and caution you to do that. These are the best mics. These are, this wireless and this mic are the best mics that I've heard. Like they're amazing. Be really careful trying to replace these mics because you're probably making a mistake. So this, oh, and this is the last part. This is the USB on the very back where you just plug this bad boy up and then plug it with a USB-C, and it charges super fast. You can also charge this while filming something. So if you have a long enough charger, you can literally put it in here, because no excuses to not record your stuff, y'all. No excuses. This thing gives you no excuses. So you just have a USB charger to a power brick. Somewhere you should have that in your toolkit. You guys should somewhere have a power brick. Everybody should have one. Charge it while it's in your pocket. Get a 10-foot cord so that you can walk around and be like, hey, I'm charging this, and put that in your video. Be real in your videos. Nobody needs you to be perfect. We need you to be you. Everybody needs to hear that. Just be you. So, and that goes for while you're out and about shooting. Consider anything part of the story when you're shooting your videos. If you see a car accident, film it, record it, put it in your video and be like, wow, that just happened, this car accident, this is how I feel. If somebody cuts you off, if somebody does something sweet or nice, or you run into something you've never seen before, bust this guy out, put it at the angle. Hey guys, blah, 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 blah. See how much nicer that looks? And your body's nice and open. But if you're like this is okay, but especially with the wide angle lens, your face is, it's all you see. But if you have the wide angle lens, it gives you so much behind you that everybody else can really see, all right? The other thing is this has more advanced modes inside of it, like Pro mode. I want you guys to stay away from all of that. Do not mess with your settings. Keep this as easy as possible. You're not professional videographers. Don't get fancy unless you know what you're doing. Then if you know what you're doing, experiment and have fun. But if you start messing with settings, your footage, and if you forget you're on a setting, your footage can turn real bad real quick. So another really cool, easy thing that this has to really next level your shots in your YouTube channel, and I want you guys to check it out. I was just shooting in Delray Beach this past weekend, and this is what I shot. This is a hyperlapse. So it takes a still image every 2 seconds for 5 minutes. And this was shot on the Pocket 2. And it just adds another flavor to your videos, your openings, or just different scenes. You just put your camera on your tripod, really stand still. So make sure it's perfectly still so that it doesn't blur any of the other lines. And then the people, that's why they have that nice smoothness to them as they go, so it looks busy. Now this is shots that are completely doable on this camera, guys, and very easy. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about what it says on the screen for me as I'm shooting. So you have this plus and minus button on the screen. Now watch what happens to my face when this happens. This is what happens. I tilt it, or wait, is this, oh, this is zoom. So this is unzoomed, and I go up, and I can totally zoom in. Hey! So Now I'm gonna zoom back out. Now guys, you can zoom in this. Don't zoom in this. Do not zoom in this. This is not meant for zooming. The reason that you have this whole thing isn't to zoom, it's to give you this gigantic background behind you. And then when you want, 1, 2, 3, my favorite trick, boom, boom, flips around, then I can show you what's in front of me also. Seamlessly, nice and easy. That's a really cool shot. And then I have this guy up here too. Woo! I don't know if you can see the screen. Screen's behind there. Now, the only thing that I will say you absolutely need is this guy right here. This is the tripod. Even though this comes with its own little tripod, you are going to want the big guy. If only because you can just change the height. You guys can see over in this camera how small this guy really is. Like this, however, like if it's table height, you're only getting like 8, 9 more inches on top of that. So it's not, you want the big guy. You want this guy right here. And I'll leave a link for a good one down in the description. One thing that I wish that I did do was buy a good one. This is something I would spend 80 bucks on. You use these things way more than you think once you realize how awesome they are. Buy a good one. So back to me, because I want to record almost all of this in this video to show you guys how easy this is to create content. I'm actually going to take the audio off of the lapel mic and I'm going to leave it on the Pocket 2 mics on this actual camera now. So I'm going to turn this off in 3, 2, 1. Are gone. Mic disconnected for real. Again, this mic is absolutely incredible. This is way worth the money. Like you could set, if you had a tripod, the one I just showed you guys, you could set this on the other side of the pool and literally walk around the pool and talk about the property or the listing that you just got or wherever you're at. This thing opens up so many creative possibilities. Or you could just keep it easy and talk into it. It's an amazing piece of technology. Okay, guys, I don't need you guys to buy a ton of equipment after you get this creators combo. Like you guys can see, I told you, I do this like semi-professionally. So you have this, and I've got real studio lights. I have an entire studio. I have a podcast and all that other good stuff. So, but you guys don't need to go crazy on equipment, okay? If you guys just buy the stuff that I'm telling you to buy, you guys are gonna be fine and your videos are gonna look fantastic, guys. The way that this camera stabilizes your footage where it just makes it look really smooth, it's totally worth the money. Even if you have a GoPro, I would highly recommend that you get this camera. Now, let's talk about how I can edit for you in the best way and the best workflow we can have to edit and make videos together. Because this is gonna be a journey we're gonna be all on for a couple years. So let's learn how to work together as smoothly as possible. And we're gonna start that with how to shoot your footage. So whenever you first go out, you're gonna wanna shoot your footage, your main footage, that's called your A roll, okay? And then you're gonna have your B roll, which are shots like this. So they're the shots that you take of really anything else except for your face. Your face is the A roll, and everything else is your B roll. So I want you to remember that a lot of people like to point in their YouTube videos, okay? If you point, just pick a side. Pick a side and keep it forever. Right side? Oh yeah, boom, right here. Oh, check it out, right here. You see what I mean? Then you can show me where you want your stuff to be. So, oh, right here. And if you're gonna point something out on the camera, you could even switch over to the different side and point right here, boom. See, that gives me more editing space over here if you know how you want your videos to look. So if you know there's gonna be a lower third, like right here, boom, hey, check it out. Ta-da! See how easy that is? If I know what you're trying to do and you know what you want, You can literally do that on the screen to give me clues and ideas about where you want me to place stuff. Okay, so now how do we work good together while you're out filming so that I know when I'm editing what you want, right? Because that's the most difficult part. I want to give you what you see in your mind. That's what my job is. So the way to do that is for you to tell me. So if you get done with a segment, and I'll give you an example. Hey guys, this is Isaac Ocean with eXp Realty. If you like what you saw, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click that like button. As always, I'll see you guys Thursdays at 4 p.m. on the next episode. Okay, now it looked pretty cheesy what I did there, right? But I wanted you to pay attention to the beginning and the end of what I did. First of all, I gave what I call a break. Before you start filming, don't just turn the camera on and just go a million miles an hour. Pause. Take a second to think about what you're gonna say. So you take a second, say, okay, I'm gonna say my ending. I'm gonna make sure I get my first name, last name, my company, my phone number, or my CTA, or call them out my schedule, so that you have a clear example of what you're gonna do, because then you're just gonna do a million takes. And this is how to make it as short a shoot as possible for you guys, because you guys wanna be realtors, you don't wanna be shooting videos. Keep it moving. So take a beat before you hit hit the record button, take a beat, get that smile. Hey, I'm Isaac Ocean with eXp. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. We have new, fresh content every Thursday at 4 o'clock about the local neighborhoods here in Delray and West Palm Beach. Super excited to have you guys. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next week. So now what I did is also I had a tail end. So you have the beginning time where you take a beat. That makes my editing, and I can transition or start things or cue music. Trust me, it's one of the subtle things that really professional video editors know that they need, and professional actors know that that's one of the things that they do for the editors. So take a beat at the beginning, take a beat at the end. Don't just say, all right, I will see you guys next week, Thursday. Whew, thank God that's over. Holy crap, can you believe it, Becky? That's not what we want. We want you to take a beat at the very end with the finishing emotion, whether that's a smile or just like, ooh, did you see that? However you decide to do your channel. Remember, I'm a professional actor. I have all these stupid faces, so don't mind me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to talk about is how to communicate what you want. So whenever you guys are shooting your B-roll, how you guys give it to me is very important. I want to make sure that you guys are labeling all of the files that you give me. If it's a picture of the Florida sign, label it Florida sign. If it's a video of the ocean, label it ocean waves. If it's B-roll of a cruise ship, put cruise ship B-roll. If it's a B-roll of a fountain with a specific name or a park, put that park, like Lake Worth Beach Park, Samuel Higgins statue. Something that when you're talking in your videos, you can finish saying your spiel. Hey, and thanks a lot. I know next week we have this huge barbecue over here at the Lake Worth Beach Park, and it's going to be amazing. We're really excited for that. I took my beat. Then, hey, Isaac, can you go ahead and throw in B-roll of the Sam Higgins statue? I think that was the name that he said that I said. Sam Higgins statue over here in Lake Worth Beach. That's the B-roll for this park. And bam, I know exactly what to do, and I know what B-roll you want me to put in your video, because you're the local expert, not me. So I want to make sure you guys are getting happy with your videos. As far as music is concerned, we have royalty-free music that we use. I can choose your music unless you have some chosen for you. If you have some music, just share it with me. That's the next important thing we're going to go over, is how to share music, or excuse me, how to share things with me. Okay. And that's basically it. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. This is very easy. You literally put this in your pocket, take it out, and shoot your videos. Now, should you script your videos? This video wasn't scripted. This video was completely unscripted. I just needed to make a video about how to work with me. So I just made one. I pulled it out. I just said, I need to make a video about this right now, and I need to get it done. And I went and got it done. Do the same with your videos. Don't give a bunch of excuses why you can't. This camera right here is, in my humble opinion, better than the GoPro for what we're trying to do as realtors. It's simpler, it's faster. You can use this on your listings to do property walkthroughs. By the way, it goes Facebook, YouTube, live on this thing. Like, this thing is awesome. And you can use this way more for way more techniques. And I'll get that to you guys in a later video to show you the advanced techniques you can do to really bring your videos up to a whole nother YouTube level. All right, guys, I hope this helped.